Hello, hello. Quick message for somebody and trigger warning because it is connected to sexual assault. So, Spirit are saying it's more of like a reminder, but they're saying when it comes to sexual assault, when it comes to this kind of abuse and violation, that's what it is. It's a violation and abuse, and it's the most intimately violent abuse that exists in this earthly realm because there are some people who still try to connect it to sex. It's not sex, it's got nothing to do with sex. Sex is a sacred act, sex is the merging of mind, body, and soul. It's God, right? And when it comes to the violation of that, that's the complete opposite. And Spirit is saying it's barbaric, it's chaotic, and it's demonic when it comes to sexual violation. And quite often it's used as a weapon of war. And if you remember right now, we are in a spiritual warfare, but we're also at the peak. We're right at the peak of this spiritual warfare, which is why this kind of abuse is so rampant right now. Because there's a lot of people who are like, why is this happening? Why are people getting sexually assaulted or raped left, right, and centre, particularly children? Because it is used as a weapon of war. Because it forces, the perpetrator forces their way into the core of that person. It's not just abuse that is happening on the physical level. It's forcing their way, their energy into somebody else's core, into their energy, into the soul. It causes a trauma that goes very deep. And Spirit are literally showing me it's like a knife that goes so deep that it hits the soul, because that's what it does. It causes a splitting and it causes a fragmentation. So you may have heard people who have been victims of this kind of abuse, they often when they're talking about their experience, they could be saying it's like they jumped from their body and they were watching the assault and watching the attack happen. That's the soul fragmentation. That's the soul literally jumping ship, or part of it, not all of it, because then you would pass away, you would transition. It's part of the soul that is fragmenting. It's kind of lingering here. It's still connected to you, but it's lingering over here, which is why often a lot of people who've gone through this kind of abuse, particularly in childhood, they can have like a lot of repressed memories, because that memory, that trauma is attached to this part of them that is just lingering in the ethers here. It's like above them and it's waiting to be reclaimed, and it will wait till they're ready to face what happened to them and to heal, and that's when they can reclaim it. But it's kind of, they just keep showing me it's hovering here, it's hovering here. But there's a lot of people within the collective, even those of you who haven't been through this kind of abuse, but you're noticing that it's quite widespread, and you could be there like, what the hell is going on? I feel like a lot of you are tapping into the energy, and you're being asked to face it, because for quite some time people have been like turning their blind eye, putting their head in sand and not wanting to face it. And it's understandable, because again, they're saying it's barbaric, it's chaotic, and it's demonic. So why would you want to tune into that? Why would you want to face that? But we're at a point where it's coming to the surface, because we need to stop it now. We need to prevent this kind of abuse, because it's causing too much fragmentation and splitting in too many people. And in this also, this is going to start to affect the collective. It's going to start to affect everybody on a global scale, because we're all connected as human beings. We're all intertwined. And I feel like there's a lot of you who are tapping into this, or you're picking up on it. And maybe some of you are starting to question, like was I abused? For some of you, you would have been. This will be repressed memories coming to the surface. But others of you, you're tapping into other people's traumas. And there's also, it feels like at quite a 5D level and on a higher self level, you are helping to clear this energy. You are helping to heal. But this message was coming through very strongly for someone. But there's a reminder, because there's some people who would connect this kind of abuse to like lust or to sex, and be like, oh, how can you be like sexually attracted to a minor, for example? It's not to do with that. It's not to do with that. It's to do with abuse. It's to do with control, with power. It's also to do with war. It's a weapon of war. It's a tool of war, because it causes that trauma at a soul level. It completely breaks people. That completely breaks a person. That's what it's intended to do.